Welcome back. Let's find out if we've gotten anything wrong so far. For that, we go to TV's Andy Levy. So, Andy, what's the deal?
The deal was a second season Seinfeld episode where Jerry and Elaine decide that since neither of them has had sex in a while, they should start sleeping together again, but just as friends. So what they do, Greg, they established a bunch of ground rules aimed at keeping their friendship separate from their physical relationship, but in the end, it doesn't work out, just as George predicted.
How did you know I was asking about that?
Please, we've been working together for 22 years.
That is true.
Come on.
22 magical years.
Yes, it's been fantastic.
Yeah. It really has.
It seems like only 3 3/4.
I know. Well, you're not counting the magical days of Good Morning Duluth.
Oh, fantastic time we had there.
Yeah.
Oh, boy, we shared the weatherboard.
Oof. Yeah, that was some cold winters.
Yeah.
A lot of huddling for warmth,
afterwards.
as I remember. Yep.
We had some warm
Yep.
big gulps. Yes.
Yeah. Joe Biden's advice for girls. Greg, you mocked Biden for using the same joke over and over again.
I didn't mock him. I thought it was endearing.
Nah, you kind of mocked him. But, and I agree that it's a little lame. Mike, can we roll that tape?
Let's find out if we've gotten anything wrong so far. For that, we go to TV's Andy Levy. Andy, did you know that a bend, curve, or bump in the tail of a cat is called a kink? And they're often grounds for disqualification at many cat shows. Injustice, I say.
Greg, you are becoming quite the cat expert.
I certainly am. I think a little bit of your expertise is rubbed off on me.
I feel like if there's something maybe you want to share with our viewers?
No, I don't want to share anything. I've just become Andy's little scratching post. Hey, Andy, did you know that those adorable dark spots on the belly of a tabby are called vest buttons?
Really?
Yes.
Oh, I thought that was just for Bill.
No, for cats as well.
Really?
Andy, did you know that an undesirably sharp appearance of the cat's muzzle is measured by its snippiness?
Yeah, I don't even know what that means, Greg.
Andy has opened an S&M parlor for cats. Andy, what is persecution like?
Greg, there is nothing more adorable than little paw cuffs.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Except for the tiny little Nazi commandant outfits. Just adorable.
That's hilarious.
Again, I just concentrate on my big fat face.
Here's the thing. Biden was doing the same joke over and over again to a different audience.
Yeah.
You were doing it to the same audience every night.
That is true.
Yeah. For at least, I think for 5.5 years you did that. That was a running gag.
Yeah, it was a running gag.
Yeah.
I stopped it when we moved out of Duluth.
It's true. Yeah.
Bloomington, I went into the whole dog phase.
Right.
Didn't go over well.
No. I enjoyed the octopus phase.
No, that was fantastic.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was Good Afternoon, Sydney.
Yeah. Remember we called it Squid Pro Quo?
We did, absolutely. Yeah. Yep.
Those are good times.
Yep. Bill, your parents aren't in couples counseling because of your dad's joke about the book and the bowling ball. That's just what they tell you so you don't feel bad.
Cool. Anything else you want to do? Slam my folks?
Wasn't slamming your folks, Bill. Slamming you.
Color me slam.
Your folks, unlike you, are lovely people. Julian Assange threatens to sue the Guardian over WikiLeaks leaks. All right, say what you want about Assange, but I've discovered today you can type his name with just your left hand.
Oh, that's...
He is now my favorite person in the world.
Wow, you're right.
Yeah.
You know, you should do an entire halftime report just based on words you can only type with your left hand.
I thought about that, but I didn't get very far.
Oh.
You know, if you put your left hand on a kitty cat, it would suddenly change color.
Just don't ask our intern how Andy's replaced use of his right hand. Oh. Poor kid. He doesn't even get paid, Andy.
Yeah, Paul, by the way, you use that I'll rub my cold sore all over you line so much, I thought you were Joe Biden.
All right, looks like you're getting it too.
Lauren, you mentioned how Assange was described as showing up to The Guardian and he was sniveling with a constant cough and just looking awful. It's hard to believe those Swedish girls wanted him to take an STD test.
I mean, yeah, that was shocking. That was truly shocking.
Yeah.
It seems
He just wanted you to agree
so
with
healthy.
him.
Yeah.
And coffee and wine also is a remedy for the flu. Many people don't know that.
Is that right?
That's what I always use.
I did not know that.
The acid reflux alone on that man.
Bill, you said this is the difference between tabloids where they just cut sources a check, but in our neck of the woods you have an expense account and you wine and dine people. Mr. Els would like me to remind you again that you do not have an expense account.
Oh boy, they're not gonna like what I sent them this
No,
month.
they're really not.
How did you get that meth dealer to write out a receipt? And on the back of a Snickers bar.
No, it was on the back of a swank, and all he said was I-O-U.
Yeah.
He used the wrong letters. Get an education, meth dealer. Stop being a stereotype. Better yourself. Sorry, Andy, continue.
That's okay. Chris Christie's the only Republican to beat Obama in a new Zogby poll. Lauren, you said Christie's style is going over well with voters, except when he spends blizzards in Disney World, right?
Yeah, they weren't too happy about it.
Yes, but,
I think they did appreciate his honesty. He said he put his family first. He promised his kids a trip to Disney World, and he delivered because Chris Christie's good to his word. That was his.
Plus, they didn't have problems in Jersey, did they? Because he had planned that beforehand.
They didn't have problems in Jersey because Cory Booker is Superman.
Oh, please.
Yeah.
Who's Cory Booker?
He's the
I know, I'm
New
just
York.
kidding.
He
I'm just
works
playing
at the
dumb.
7-Eleven serving gulps.
yeah. He's a Slurpee technician.
Terrible.
Speaking of 7-Eleven, this whole thing about the big gulps. Lauren, you said 7-Eleven was actually doing this guy a favor by giving him 4 ounces less of high fructose corn syrup. Please apologize to high fructose corn syrup, which is a major sponsor of the halftime report.
Is it really?
Yes.
That explains a lot about what's going on.
I know it
around
does.
here.
Oh, I know it does.
I apologize.
Okay.
May you enjoy your super
right.
big gulp.
Andy sweats
Really?
Coca-Cola like I sweat Coke.
It's true.
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, and Bill, you said you're stuck in the middle of a lip sandwich?
Yes.
Go ahead and tell me what I'm going to say now.
Oh, it can't be a lip sandwich because a sandwich is about what's in between the bread, not the. This is like you with acronyms. It's every show.
Yep.
And you make fun of Greg.
Yep.
Wow. It's a very tough standard to live up to.
Yeah.
But you know, the fact that he has to do this every night makes him a sad, miserable man.
No,
Like
that's
he
not,
wasn't
that is
before.
not true. Exactly. I've always been a sad miserable
Thank you.
man.
Yes.
Yeah.
You
This
look
just
good in
this
that
just gives me
sweater.
an outlet for it.
All
And
right.
before puberty, a sad, miserable toddler. Mm-hmm. Hi. FaceTime.
All right.
Okay, I'm done.
Good. Bye.
Bye.
To the Gregolog, it's a hamster of truth and a colon of confusion. Almost forgot about this. Hey, so the most famous and oft-quoted study linking vaccines to autism has been deemed a fraud. A new examination found that the paper, authored by Andrew Wakefield over 12 years ago, contained heavily doctored research to make the link look real. This is kind of a huge deal since the paper was used by witless fools like Jenny McCarthy to scare parents into skipping vaccinations, which allowed childhood diseases to spike and kill kids. When Jenny was asked to comment on the fraudulent study, she said, "Really? I guess that makes me a stupid, untalented asshat." Well, not really. I didn't bother to contact McCarthy, mainly because I'm lazy, and it would be pointless. Because for self-involved, attention-seeking celebrities like her, they don't let real medical research get in the way of making themselves feel good about themselves. And that's all this autism vaccine scare was, an exercise in self-importance for mindless cretins like McCarthy, her ex Jim Carrey, and the assorted chuckle butts at the Huffington Post. They are chuckle butts. The superior feeling they get from telling the medical establishment that they're evil more than outweighs the harm they unleashed on the public. Let this be a lesson for everyone. Anytime a celebrity comes out with an opinion on anything regarding health, medicine, the environment, cats, water polo, designer headwear, croutons, simply assume the opposite is true. And as punishment for the crimes committed, I believe we should boycott all of Jenny McCarthy's projects as soon as she has one. And if you disagree with me, you're a racist homophobe who is worse than Hitler. Nick, do you think, I mean, you guys at Reason have written about this a lot. Do you think...
Oh, now you want to talk to us?
Yes. What,
Yep.
are these vaccines permanently harmed by this stupid myth?
There were a bunch of people who opted out, and
Yeah.
there were some spikes in childhood diseases. But, I think the kids have it too ezy anyway.
Oh, terrible. I'm going to cut you off right there and go to Paul. I don't know where you're going with this.
Okay, hey, more importantly, any parents who look to Jenny McCarthy or Jim Carrey
Right.
for child-rearing advice,
exactly, yeah.
the only celebrity who knew how to treat kids right was Papa John Phillips.
Terrible.
No, but I think he's absolutely right. I mean, you have to blame the parents a little bit. It's one study that had 12 subjects,
Yeah.
and they all latched onto this, and it's because of celebrity and Jenny McCarthy. And let me tell you something. If the study had shown that liposuction and breast augmentation caused autism, she would never have opened her mouth, okay?
That is a great
She
point.
has
And-
a
and-
difficulty opening her mouth with the injection.
Exactly.
Terrible.
Not everyone's born with
By
that.
the way, they did, in the same journal where they retracted the study, they did also publish a study that showed that Ace Ventura 2, Call of the Wild,
Yeah.
I think it was, or I'm sorry, When Nature Calls,
Yes.
actually causes autism in adults.
Really?
no
Interesting.
idea.
I've watched it 5 times.
Hey,
Surprising.
Lauren, was this whole crusade just like by Jenny McCarthy just a career move because nothing was going on and she attacked, like a lot of these people attach themselves to health crusades just to make themselves more interesting among Hollywood circles?
I'm gonna say no. Her child had autism. I don't usually sympathize with it, but her child had autism.
I don't
she was
know.
looking for answers
I don't
herself.
know. But the thing
So
is, I
she
don't know
started-
enough. I don't know enough about her background. But
let me tell you something, Greg.
Yeah.
Autism has stumped the scientific community. It has stumped the medical community. Finally, a former Playboy playmate took on the dirty work. You know, she
Okay, so
decided
but that
to
sentence
stand
right
up.
there is the problem. A former Playboy playmate. And I think she did do it to keep her career alive.
Yeah.
I absolutely
think
do.
that's,
I think.
I think she was trying to help
I mean,
herself.
look,
think
but I
that-
blame the American
You are
public.
a cynic.
Yeah.
Well, you don't tune into Entertainment Tonight to get advice about taking care of your kid.
Yeah.
You go to WebMD.
You
for
don't
that.
get on. You don't get on Entertainment Tonight talking about autism.
Yeah, you go there in order to induce your own
I think-
epileptic seizures.
I think you do get on. I
Maybe,
think you
Mary
get
Hart
on.
maybe the Today Show.
here's the
But
thing.
no.
I think you do
I
get
mean, there's this. What has happened over the past 20 or 30 years is that the definition of autism has broadened, but you know, the underlying causes of autism, of like hardcore autism cases, have been ignored because of things like this vaccine scare. So, I mean, that's the social harm to it. It's not Jenny
Yeah.
McCarthy.
I
And
just-
don't think
I just think-
she was
I mean,
doing it as a career move.
I gotta
think
wrap-
she was doing it out of desperation.
Okay. Well, all right.
I can
maybe
go
so.
on.
I know you could, but I got to wrap it up. I just think that the real bad news about this is that kids died because parents were scared of vaccines, and I still think people are scared of vaccines because of that.
Oh, they are.
And that's
problem.
kind of the downside of this. I don't know where her motivations are, but I think that she should have read the literature more closely before opening her mouth. And on that note, I must move on. Coming up, my buddy Lance, he just got out of jail. Meeting him at the bus station.
Great.
Yeah, he says he has somebody's head in a bowling bag.
Oh, no.
Yeah, but first, how do cats know how to lie? Let's just say I learned the hard way.